Hello, welcome back to this channel or welcome to this channel. My name is Jackie and I'm obsessed with planners and journals. Today I have a more casual video. I think all my videos are casual, but I don't have my full setup. I'm on my craft table, which is basically destroyed because of all the cutting and painting that happens in here. But I just received a very exciting happy mail, which is, as you can see, a Rollbahn 2022 planner, and I'm probably pronouncing it wrong because I didn't take the time to do my research before this video. I was not going to film this. I just decided to do it just on an impulse because this is so pretty. I want to share the experience with you. So after all that disclaimers, let me tell you what this video is all about. Today I will be unboxing and doing a very brief pen test and kind of give you my first impressions of this. This is by Delphonics, if I'm not mistaken. It is a very famous notebook, especially in Japan. I know a lot of students use both the planners and the notebooks, and I haven't found a lot of videos, at least not recent ones, in English. If you have any suggestions, please let me know. I would love to check them out. So I decided to do my own and share it with you. So I got this from Amazon Japan, and I chose this cover because it's dark and I love it. I also love the little characters that I can also not pronounce, so I do apologize for that. And I've been wanting to try one of these for a very long time, but I can never find them, at least not the ones that will ship to Portugal. So this time when I found one, I thought, okay, it is a sign, it's my time to try it out. And I think it's time to open it up. Just wanted to share with you how it comes. So it's just wrapped around this plastic. And I will put the price I paid in here because it was in yen, so you can kind of convert to your own currency if you want to. Okay, let me take the plastic off and I'll be right back. Okay, so the cover is very shiny, as I think you can tell. It is like a notebook cover, at least that's the feeling I'm getting. And you have this little binding system that I don't know how it's called, but I know a lot of people don't really care for it. They prefer coil or something different because you can very easily open this up. But I think it's nice because I feel like I will be able to add more pages in here if I need to, or change them out easier than if it were coil. So it's basically a notebook, and they do offer just the notebook option, but I got it as a planner, and it comes with this elastic band. I wish it was black, but it is navy, the story of my life. But it is really beautiful. I really love how it feels on the hand. It has a lot of pages, so I think this will be nice to use. And let's just do some quick comparisons before we actually open the notebook. Okay, so here I have an Archer & Olive A5 notebook, and as you can see, this one is smaller, so it's not exactly an A5. I'm not sure what they call this size, to be completely honest, but it's a different size, but I kind of like it. I also have a Hobonichi cousin in here, which is also A5, and as you can see, it is shorter and it is smaller than the regular cousin A5 as well, and it is bigger and way bigger than an A6. So here is my Hobonichi planner, which is an A6, and as you can see, the planner is bigger. I also have an Archer & Olive B6 notebook because maybe it's the closest to the size, as you can see. So it's closer, but it seems a little bit bigger. It is a little bit bigger than the B6 from Archer & Olive. So it's a very particular size, and I'm curious about that as well. Okay, so when you open it up, this is what you see. As you can see, the pages are really not white. I would classify them as more to the yellow spectrum than to the cream or white spectrum. And here you can see the comparison of the white cover and the actual page of the notebook. So maybe that's a deal breaker for you. And we can also compare it to the Hobonichi Wix pages that are more to the cream side. And you can see that compared to this notebook, the Wix pages almost look like white pages because it's very, very yellowish. So maybe that's a deal breaker for you. I actually enjoy cream colored pages. The paper is not as thin, of course, as Tomoe River paper. It's more similar to MD paper, but I think MD paper is thinner than this one. So after that, we have a calendar spread for 2022, which is the year of the planner, and for the following year, in this case, 2023, and they occupy a full page spread. Next, we have a kind of index or future log, and it starts on October, and this is interesting. I had no idea. I'm sorry. I'm trying to be more objective in this overview, but you know me. Anyhow, so it will go from October up until March of the following year of the notebook. So it actually starts on the previous year of the planner and it will go up until the following year of the planner. So it will go from October 2021 to March 2023. So it's very good if you really enjoy having a future log and maybe even a record of a couple of months before you actually start using your planner, as I usually do. After that, we have our monthly views, and it's very standard. You have a little bit of space here at the bottom, which is just blank page. Then here you have this lined column, and again, it starts on October, and we will see if it will go up until March as well as the index or the future log. And you have kind of a nice space, I would say, on each of the days for you to mark down appointments or maybe journal a little bit. And you get the following month here, the calendar of the following month in here at the bottom. So it actually goes only until the end of the year that the planner is for, so December 2022. And after that, you go directly into grid pages, and the grids are very generous. They are not like the Hobonichi ones, and I can show you a very brief comparison. So here is my day 3, and I hope you can see on camera, but the grids are actually way bigger than the Hobonichi grid. The pages are not numbered at all. I forgot how many pages there are, but I will write here somewhere. But then you just have simple grid pages. So it's like a notebook with an added calendar at the beginning. And here at the back, we get this more thick cardboard at the end, I think to protect all the pages at the back. You get 12 of these plastic little pockets that you can insert things. And since you have 12, I think it will be nice even to use for one for each month of the year, maybe to keep some memories or stickers that you want to use on that particular month, if you are using this as a more creative or a more, or as your journal. And at the back, we have another one of those cardboard pages, so I think they are here to protect these little plastic pockets. And that's it. That's the end of the notebook. Now that I've showed you an overview, let's do a very brief pen test here at the very last page. Okay, so here are the results with probably the pens that I will be using here. Of course, my Pilot Vanishing Point in the extra fine nib, and here I have the Platinum Carbon ink, which is kind of an archival ink, so it holds markers and even watercolors very well. And it wrote really smoothly. I really enjoyed the writing feeling of this paper. I also grabbed my Ferris wheel press brush pen, and here I have a Ferris wheel press ink, and this is a more juicier ink, so I just want to see if the paper will hold up to that. I also tried with my Tombow Duo brush marker in both nibs, and also a mild liner because I like to highlight things, especially with this gray one. So in here they went very well. It dries faster than Tomoe River paper, for instance, but if you are going to highlight on top of your fountain pen, just try to leave it to dry just a little bit, because the one I did not do that, kind of smudged a little bit, but the other one was fine. Now let's see bleeding and ghosting, because I haven't turned the page yet. And oh, okay, very interesting. So actually my carbon ink with the finer nib kind of, I think there's a little bit of bleeding, but very, very tiny, and especially on the parts I pressed harder. So I feel like the finer nib kind of scratches the paper a little bit, even though it was writing very smoothly. So that's why you can see more. It's very, very minimal, but I can see that. I hope you can see it too, especially on the areas that I went through the same spot more than one time. But the Ferris wheel press, even though the ink is juicier, there is no bleeding. Then on the place where I wrote with my carbon ink and then highlighted with the mild liner, there's also a little bit of bleeding. There is ghosting, as you can see in here, but that doesn't bother me. Maybe I will have to use a more, not an extra fine nib in here, maybe a fine point nib fountain pen. But it holds the fountain pen really great. I'm actually surprised and I really enjoy it. So yeah, I think it's a great quality paper. Now, before finishing this video, I just want to tell you how I intend to use this planner, because I'm sure if you follow me here on my channel, you are just wondering that. So I'm thinking about using this to help me with my thesis writing, and actually I was going to use this as my thesis notebook, but I do believe I have another system that will work better for that. But I want to use this particularly for my readings for my thesis. So it's kind of a reading journal, but for work, if that makes sense. And I actually really enjoy this. I'm really glad I decided to grab this one to experiment with. I cannot wait to set it up. It will be a very simple setup, but let me know if you want to see that. And thank you so much for watching, and I will see you soon. Bye bye.